Okay, this video is 5.0. This is on basic polynomial operations. Basically, let's confirm that you guys all know how to add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. All right? So we're going to talk and use this phrase of standard form of a polynomial. Very simply, what that means, guys, if you look at this expression p of x, it means that the powers go from the highest power down to the lowest power. Now, each power out actually gives us certain terminology too. So if it's raised to the third power, it's the cubic term. The second power, it's the quadratic term. The first power, it's called the linear term. And when it doesn't contain any variables, it's really saying x to the 0 power, which leads us to the constant term. All right. So this hopefully is a nice, short, sweet lesson. Here we go. In order to add and subtract, here's very simply all I got to know. Combine like terms. That's it. All right? So if I were to look, for example, at this very first problem, all right, I know the answer has to be written in standard form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for where's the highest power. I notice that this piece is the highest power. Therefore, I'm going to start with that, and I notice that I am subtracting 7r to the fourth. I'm going to write down negative 7r to the fourth. Okay? I have the next term going down will be r to the third. Well, I have one right there. It's a positive. All right, so I'm going to write that as plus 3r to the third. Now, the next term is my r squared. I have two of them. All right? Be cautious here because I have to read the operation correctly. It says 6r squared minus negative 6r squared. So that's really plus 12r squared. And then I don't have any r's to the first, so I can skip that. And I come back to my constants. And again, watch the operation. I have negative 4 minus 7. Well, negative 4 minus 7 is negative 11. I make sure that all the variables are in descending order, it's called, or that the polynomial is in standard form, and I'm simply finished. All right, let's try another one. So in this one, again, I see x to the fourth. I notice I'm adding. So I'm going to put those two together. 6 plus 3 would be 9, x to the fourth. Next should be x cubes. I have one here. I have one here. 7 plus negative 2. 7 minus 2 would be positive 5, x cubed. Next should be x squareds. I don't see any. And then I have this 3x, or x to the first, and a 4x. 3 plus 4 would be positive 7x squared. I've taken care of every term in the polynomials, and their sum is this, and it is in standard form. Okay, the second thing that we have to be able to do is this idea of multiplying polynomials. So multiplying polynomials, guys, there's a bunch of different ways that people say it. Here's the simple way I always remember it. Distribute. All you have to do is distribute whatever terms you're trying to multiply. So for example here, I'm going to distribute this 5m, which means I'm going to multiply it times each of the three terms. I have one term times three terms. There's 3 multiplications to do. All right? And then remember the rule for when you multiply, you have to add powers. So here we go. I have 5m times m squared, which will be 5m to the third. Power of 1, power of 2, add them together, you get a power of 3. Now I'm going to take 5m times negative 4m. That would be negative 20m squared. I take 5m times 5. That gives me plus 25m. I look at my terms. Is there anything left that I can combine? Nope, I'm done. And it is in standard form. All right, let's take a look at this one now. So we looked at previously a monomial times a trinomial. What if I have a binomial times a trinomial? Here's the beauty. All I got to do is distribute one piece at a time. So I'm going to distribute the 8x. That gives me 24x cubed plus 32x squared minus 48x. Now I go to distribute the second term, but watch how I'd like to do mine just a little bit different. You have an option where you can continue writing it out to the right, or I like to call you can stack them. So when I distribute the -4, I get negative 12x squared. I already have an x squared column. So I'm going to write negative 12x squared right underneath that. I have negative 4 times 4x, that's negative 16x. Again, lining it up. And then I have negative 4 times negative 6, which is positive 24. That didn't have any partner, and I knew where it should end up in order. Now I'm all set up to combine my like terms. I find this the easiest way to organize these kind of multiplications. So I have 24x to the third plus 20x squared minus 64x plus 24. And there's my product. All right? So the largest one that we'll probably ever have to encounter would be a trinomial times a trinomial. Again, if you simply understand multiplication is the distributive property, that's all you got to do. But now I have 1, 2, 3 different things to distribute one at a time. So I distribute the 3x squared. I have 15x to the fourth plus 9x to the third minus 12x squared. All I did was distribute the 3x squared. Now I'm going to distribute the negative 6x. That gives me negative 30x to the third. I'm going to line it up. Negative 6x times 3x is negative 18x squared. Again, I'm going to line it up. Negative 6x times negative 4, well, that's plus 24x. I put it to the right of the x squared because in standard form, that's where it belongs. But I still have one more term to distribute. Distribute it. 6 times 5x squared will be 30x squared. I'm going to line it up in the x squared column. 6 times 3x would be positive 18x. And 6 times negative 4 would be negative 24. I've got everything stacked and ready to combine. I've got 15x to the fourth. Let's see, minus 21x cubed. Ooh, check this out. All the x squareds cancel each other out. No problem. Go to the x. I've got plus 42x minus 24. All right, I hope this helps. Good luck to you. Please complete homework 5.0.